I was minding my business and he just decided to wake up from his nap. So we're going to do this video with him because I'm excited and want to talk about the coaching program I'm starting tomorrow, which feels like the rest of my life. I feel like tomorrow is the first day of the rest of my life. So that's what we're going to talk about in this video. I want to share how I found the program, what the program is, and what my intentions are. I'm going to start by just admitting that my intentions are to become a coach, share my ideas, help people change their way of thinking, because I have been told that the way I communicate is accessible. So hopefully I can help people understand life and change, but it's not my job to change them. So I intend to do that, and I intend to be rich. I intend to create a lifestyle that feels abundant and safe and exciting for me. So that's my intention. I found the program through the Manifestation Babe podcast, and it feels sort of serendipitous because I only listened to that podcast. I really would not have listened to it because I wasn't really in that space, if not for my husband sending me a podcast about the Israel-Palestinian war. That once it ended, the Manifestation Babe podcast came on, and Ashley Gordon, who is the founder of Quantum Coach Academy, was on there talking about Quantum Coach Academy. What stood out to me about this program versus other coaching things that I've seen is that she actually teaches how to coach, which is the main thing, because most of the time when you see coaching opportunities or certifications, they're mainly talking to you about getting clients or discovery calls. Like, it's not, I haven't seen many people talking about learning how to coach. So that was different, and it incorporates spirituality. In the past, when I've tried to come up with new business ideas or worked on new business ideas, I got to a point where I felt that the opportunity needed to have, whatever I did next needed to have spirituality in it. So it hit both of those things. Quantum Coach Academy promises certification in EFT tapping, time technique. I don't know what time is yet, TIME. Reiki level 1, NLP, neurolinguistics programming, hypnosis, and then group facilitation, business coaching, and one other thing. So there's 8 different certifications. When I read it on the website, my mouth actually dropped open. So I'm telling my husband about it as I'm reading this long landing page, sales page. And I made a joke about yeah, this sounds great. I mean, I don't know how much it is. It could be like $10,000 or something. And it actually was $10,000. I had said I didn't want to share that, but it just kind of is what it is. I was able to get some money off that was offered through this masterclass if you attended. But yeah, it was a big commitment. I felt like in the past that would have been a reason that I didn't do it, because I was constantly saying that I don't need to spend a bunch of money to be successful. I don't need a certification. I have more natural ability than that. But what I realized before this opportunity came to me was that a lot of the reason I had those thoughts was because I was tuned into a channel of not succeeding. So I think that I was saying no to a lot of things that were actually viable opportunities or ideas. And I think I was also not perceiving opportunities because I was tuned into the no channel, the I don't want to work channel. I'm afraid to change channel. And so I just wasn't even getting those messages, but now I am. So I didn't want the money to be a reason I said no, because you can get money any kind of way. I didn't know when I bought the house that we live in, I didn't think we could afford anything. So I was very surprised to be approved for so much with such a low interest rate. And I only applied out of desperation because I knew we couldn't really afford to rent a place I wanted to live, but we could not stay where we were. So I applied the same logic to this and ended up moving forward. So I eventually went to apply, and it said that you need to be ready to pay, which I wasn't. They said they don't offer scholarships, but they had a list of grants to apply to. So I applied to this Amber grant, which costs $15, and they offer $10,000 and $20,000 grants once a month. Now I was like, I don't think that I'm going to win this, because there are some very worthy causes that have won in the past, and I didn't think like this nebulous coaching training plan was going to measure up to that. And of course I didn't win, but I think that it was a good way for me to ease into the idea of doing it, like taking a step toward making it happen. Excuse me, so I open a bag of Cheez-Its. So after I did that, I did apply. I met with Ashley on Zoom the day after Thanksgiving, and it was actually Ashley. I thought it was just going to be some lady, but it was Ashley. She was very kind and relatable. I assume we're around the same age, and I felt like she really saw me. I think even during the conversation, and I guess that's sort of like the beauty of the techniques that she teaches, during the conversation, I was realizing different things about myself and articulating things that I hadn't articulated yet. So I was having that feeling of like, okay, this is the right person. I at least know that this is the right person, because sometimes you see things that sound good for you, but it feels like it's coming from the wrong person. And there was a program that I saw a few months ago, and I was like, this is exactly what I want, but this is the wrong person. But she felt like the right person, and of course the program felt right. So then I had to work on getting my mind in the place to ask my husband to borrow the money. What I mean by that is we have some savings, not a ton, but enough to pay for this. But I still didn't have the worthiness to just ask for it. So the first thing I did was look at loans, because I used to get a lot of mail about low interest business loans when I had the other business. I have a very good credit score, but I wasn't seeing that on the bank website. And it was just kind of like, why pay money to spend money that I already have and can spend for free? So I eventually asked, and he said yes, and he was not super happy about that, but then later came back and told me like he's proud of me and wants me to succeed and whatever. So that's how I got to the program. I don't know if I articulated my intention, but if I haven't said, my intention is to change lives and make money. So one of the things we had to do for the sort of lead up to the class starting is go live in the Facebook group and watch everyone's videos and then comment and like the videos. So I watched a lot of videos, and it was really interesting to me how few people seem to express their intention to start a business and make money. At the level of investment, that seemed to be a requirement. Like I can't imagine investing this much money and not expecting or like having it as a goal to 10x that investment. But a lot of people didn't express that. And what I have since learned is that for some people, this is a personal development investment. And I have no concept of that. Like I will spend $20 on a book to read, but I've never invested more than that. So that's really different for me. There are also some people who are currently in Manifestation Babes MBA, which is like, I guess, Manifestation Babe Academy or something, which last time I heard about it was like $5,000. So they're doing that and doing this. I'm like, wow, like where is this money coming from? But anyway, so that was different. And there are a lot of women. When I looked at the website, I was like, these are all white women. There are a few people of color, but it was mainly white women. And I don't know if other people feel this way, but when I see something different, I'm like, okay, this worked for white people, but does it work for black people? Because those two aren't always one-to-one. Like it's not always a direct translation. So I did give some thought to that, but ultimately I did find some Black people and brown people on the website, and there are some people of color in the group, so that should be fine. I'm really looking forward to being in a group with them. So the program is 6 months, and we have weekly calls 4 to 6 my time on Thursdays until through May. So there's 19 calls. There's also 2 or 3, like one is a 7-hour intensive for one day, and then one is like a 3-day intensive, something like that, where I will have to like get somebody to like do something with my kids, I guess. I have a husband, but it's hard to have mom home but not be available. So, might have to get some support for that. So we'll do the weekly coaching calls, and then we'll also have to do coaching calls, I think starting like in week 2, where I will coach a peer, and then I'll be the client. I don't know if that's like the same pairing or if I'll have a different peer that will be my coach, and then I'm a coach to a different peer. I don't know. But then I also have coaching sessions with mentor coaches. So I'm going to be getting a lot of coaching myself, and I'll be doing a lot of coaching, and there will be some supervised sessions. So I think I'm definitely going to be proficient and competent at coaching by the end of this. I'll have to complete a certain amount of hours, live hours, and then even after the fact, I have to complete a certain amount of hours. And by the time I'm done, I will be ready and qualified to sit for the ICF coaching certification. So I feel like I'm going to be a legitimate coach with actual skills and not just like a coach in name. I know that I am a coach. Like I know that that's sort of the role that I'm meant to play in society. And I know that I can help people and have helped people just doing what I can actually do. But as far as deserving or being able to ask people for high sums of money, I think that I will be definitely specialized enough to feel good doing that. The last thing I want to share is this box that I got, and it's just a welcome box. It has this very cute picture of Ashley. It has this notebook. Well, I guess I can show how it came. Just like this. Am I even in the frame? Okay. Has this notebook, a pen with different colors for coding, and this little baggie which has a few cool things in it, which really lets you know what type of program it is. There's a piece of selenite, Palo Santo, which is for like cleansing, Quantum Coach sticker, and a pendulum. I haven't used the pendulum myself. I was in this meetup group with this therapist who used it for me and this other pregnant lady to ask what we would be having, and she said I was having a boy, and I did have a boy, but she had a 50% chance of being right. Anyway, I'm looking forward to learning this. I'm looking forward to meeting new people. I actually said many people meet their best friends in the program, and I definitely want that. Like I want a best friend, and I definitely want friends that are like-minded. I'm excited about also entering this field with a whole group of people that are also like coming from the same place I'm coming from, and hopefully going the same place I'm going. So that starts tomorrow, January 11, 111, which sounds auspicious, and I'm going to consider it auspicious and a good omen. I'm just going to keep a very positive mindset about what's going to happen instead of worrying about what could go wrong or what might not be right. At this point, the money's spent. The money's spent, the time is blocked off, and I think that I was going to say about the money, I think that it also is asking me to show up in a different way than if it just cost $20. I actually just told somebody I bought this herbalism course off TikTok for $20, and I haven't even like opened it. So there is something to be said for making like a huge financial commitment to something. I have had to promise my husband that I will succeed and I will make the money back. Like I am literally promising that, because this is not just chump change. Like we don't have a ton of money. So it's very significant that I'm using our money and sort of like destabilizing our financial security to do this. But I do fully expect success, and I am more motivated to be successful because of that. And also just like the size of the commitment, I think is going to help me to fully transform, if that makes sense. So stay tuned. I will keep you posted. I'm not going to obviously share exactly what I learned in there, but I want to take you guys through the transformation process. I really hope that I seem different in 6 months than I do now, because I will have done 6 months of a lot of training. So that's me. I will get back to you and let you know how it goes.